All right, in this video, we're going to walk through kind of our introduction to Fusion, kind of where everything's laid out, the data panel, how it works, and then set a couple preferences and make a few of the really basic shapes. So when you open up Fusion, this is what it's going to look like. There's the design page, you got a toolbar up here, and then over on this side is called the data panel. This is where all your files and everything live. So yours isn't going to look like this. Mine's got a bunch of projects. Yours is probably just going to have recent data, like default project, admin project, and it's going to have some of these other things, right? So let's start by making a new project for this class. So projects are kind of where you keep files that are all related together. So we're going to make a new project. So you can click this button that says new project, and it'll pop up a new project, and we're going to title it, I'm going to hit escape because I have this folder. We're going to title it IED folder. So that's your project that you're going to share with me for this class. So if you wanted to make your own stuff like 3D print things, if you have stuff like if you're in robotics or anything else and you want to keep your design somewhere else, like you can make projects for other things, but the stuff for this class is going to be in the project called IED folder. Okay, so you make this project and then let's go into it. And in class, I'll show you how to share it with me. But if you haven't, just double check and make sure when you click people, go to view members, I should show up there so that I can see everything. Okay, so your project is going to be empty right now. So let's start by making like the really basic shapes, which are what is it? It's a cube and a cylinder. Those are probably the easiest ones. So before we do that, let's change a couple preferences. So up here at the top right corner, if you hover over this little shadow person, click it, go down to preferences, and this window pops up. We're going to change two things. Well, three things. So first, under general, scroll down here where it says default modeling orientation, and you're going to change this to Z up if it's not already Z up. So all our machines, our additive machines and subtractive machines, the CNC, the 3D printer, all those work on Z up modeling. So we're going to change this to Z up. And then we're going to go down to default units, and we're going to go to design and change that to inches if it's not, and then go to manufacture and make that inches if it's not. So 3 changes. And then when you're done, click apply and then click OK. So now we've got our units set up, and you can always change the units later if we do stuff in millimeters. Like every document, when we get to that, I'll show you. But it just makes it easier to know that you're always in the unit we're going to use most of. Okay, so let's start designing. So first, I'm going to get rid of the data panel so I got more room. So this little waffle looking thing up here, that toggles your data panel. So if you click that, it'll show and hide. So let's start by making a 3x3 cube. So we're going to start with a sketch. Every design starts with a sketch, and I can choose which plane to sketch on. So I've got the XY plane, the XZ plane, and the YZ plane, which correspond to the top face, the front face, and the right face. So for the cube, I'll do it on the top plane. So I'll click here, and I'm going to sketch the base of the cube on here, and then we'll extrude it up. So to do this sketch, these are my options to make different shapes. So I'll do a rectangle, 2-point rectangle. So there's 2 ways I can do this. I can place the first corner, and then I can drag, I said 3x3, so I could go up 3, and then I could go over 3 and click that, and now I have a 3x3 square. Or the way I prefer to do it, I'm going to hit undo so it goes away. Let's do another rectangle. I'll start down here, and I'll just drag it anywhere. And see how over to the left, the 1.8 is blue, it's highlighted? That means it's waiting for me to type in some numbers. So I can just type in 3, and it makes it exactly 3 inches. And now I can't go down here and click, right? Because see how it moves? But if I press the tab key, I can tab between these 2 numbers. So I'm going to change it over to here, and I'm going to make that one 3 also. And then I'm going to hit enter. And now I have a 3x3 cube, or square, I should say. So let's finish the sketch. So there's my square. So now I need to take this square and I need to extrude that square up to make it a 3-dimensional shape. So to do that, I'm going to click extrude. And then again, you could drag this up 3 inches if you wanted to, or you could just type in 3. And now I press OK, and there is my 3x3 cube. So let's go ahead and save this. So to save a design, you notice up here on your design name, it says untitled, right? And it's got the little star. The little star means it's not saved. So I'm going to click this little obsolete floppy disk thing that says save, and I'm going to give it a title. Always give it a descriptive title. So this is the cube block. So we'll do that, and now save. So let's say I want to color this, right? I don't want everything to just be gray. I want to give it some color. So let's go to modify, and you can modify the appearance. And there's a bunch of different options over here. I'm going to close that menu so you can see. But there's all these different things you could pick from. I'm just going to be simple and use paint. And there's different types of paint. You could do powder coat, metal flake, whatever, right? So I'm going to use glossy paint. And let's say I want it to be green. Drag that over. Now I've got a green cube. Press close, and there's my cube that's green. Okay, so I changed this cube that I already saved, right? So see up here, there's the little star next to the name. The star means it's not saved. So I need to go save this. So I'm going to click save again. But this time, it's not asking me to name it. It's saying version description. The version description tells you what changes you made between designs. You always put something in the version description to talk to yourself to know what you changed. So I'm going to say I changed the color to green, right? That's my version description. That's literally all you need. You're just talking to yourself in the future, letting you know what changes you made for this version. And don't mess with the milestone. Milestones are for more complicated things. Just don't do anything with that. So I'm going to press OK, and now my cube is saved. This is V1. V0 was the first one. This is V1. If I do it again, I change it. It'll be V2 and V3 and so on. Okay, so let's do the cylinder now that I've done the cube. To do a new design, there's two ways. I can go over to File, New Design, or this looks like a browser, right? See that tab up here? I can go over here to the plus, it says New Design, just like you're opening a browser tab. Click that. There's a new design. So I'm going to make a 1x3 cylinder. So let's start with a sketch, and I'm going to sketch again. I'll make my cylinder go up, so I'll do it on the top plane. And a cylinder is a circle that just gets extruded up to some volume. So I'll go center diameter circle. And I'm going to do my circle on the origin. And it is a 1-inch diameter. So I'm going to type in 1, hit enter, and finish my sketch. And now I've got my circle. And then to extrude it, I'm going to press extrude, and I can just type in 3, and there is my 3 inches up. Press OK, and now I have my cylinder. So again, I'm going to save. I'm going to call it cylinder. Okay, so let's go modify the appearance. Modify appearance. Let's make this one, I don't know, I'll make it red. Drag it over there, red. Close. Oh, I got to save it again. Oh, look, I didn't capitalize that. I want to capitalize that. So I'm going to go File. If I want to rename it, you can do this way. Cylinder, I can right click and go rename, and I can change the name. So now it's capitalized. So now let's go save it, and I changed color to red. That's my version description. And I'm going to press OK, and now I have my cube and my cylinder. Right? So what these versions do, let's go look in our data panel. Here's V2 of the cube. If I drop this version button down, it shows me right here the history. Version 1, I created the item. Version 2, I changed the color to green. So it shows me when I did it, and it tells me what changes I made. Same thing for the red one. Right? Here's the red one. Item created, then I changed the color to red. Right? So this is why it's important to name versions. If you have big things, big designs, like here's this block I did, you have big designs, it'll have a bunch of different versions, and you want to be able to see, like in this block, I didn't put version descriptions here, I was just doing it quick, so I can't tell what I did. So it's nice to have a version description so that you can see what's going on when you go back in time and like you want to make a change. So that's the basics of Fusion, how to set it up, kind of how to navigate the data panel, and then our two basic shapes. In another video, we'll do some of the more basic shapes. We'll do like the arch and the semicircle and some of the rectangular prisms.